Yeah, so welcome to session 0 of our Daggerheart MDT. We'll be working out what we're playing, we'll be working out our characters, and we'll be working out some cobbled together system of how to make this work online, which is, there's a few methods we can try out, but it's not as clean a solution as D&D Beyond at times. But yeah, welcome. We have CJ and Sean D. Sean, you've adjusted your name.
Yeah, I don't know. Just trying something new. Got to keep it fresh.
Fresh. I'll be C Tims for this module, so as we have two CJs.
Change my name to my character name once we know what it is.
Okay.
I'll take off my street name here and go for the character name.
I have, however, run into people on the street. Like when I first started at my table, I ran into one woman that I played with when I was at the market with my sister, and we stood there and we spoke for 5 or 10 minutes, and I never introduced her because I could not remember her real name. All I could think was Karamip. She's Karamip. She's a halfling. She rides around on a broom. She never walks anywhere.
Oh. Okay. So why don't we start with the concept? So there's 6 frames Daggerheart provides. And I think it's probably easier just to use one of those than to build something from scratch, though I'm open to what you're feeling, what you're vibing. The 6 frames, Mike expressed interest in Motherboard and also in Colossus of the Drylands. The 6 frames are the Witherwild, which is sort of a fey forest where an infection gets out of control. The sort of themes of clashes of modern civilization and the ancient fey wilds. There's 5 Banners Burning, which is kind of like Game of Thrones with 5 political factions. There's Beast Feast, which involves a small village that is overrun by a beast horde. And Age of Umbra, which is sort of like a dark, almost Dark Souls-esque style world where people live around communities of pyres that keep away the darkness, but it's a very dark, grim fantasy. And finally, we have our 2 other ones that Mike's interested in. Motherboard, which is like the Shannara Chronicles. An apocalypse has fallen and technology has lapsed, but it's all sort of blurred with magic. And a lot of technomancy replaces magic. And then we have Colossus of the Drylands, which is like a cowboy western, but weird west style thing where there's magic, but also gunslingers. Do any of those immediately grab your attention out of the 6?
I was a big fan of the Shannara Chronicles.
Me too. But that was one of my first fantasy books, actually.
Yeah. I was a big fan of the Shannara Chronicles, but I'm also getting like very Kevin Kline and Will Smith from the Colossus, which I think is quite hilarious. Lovelace on a giant spider.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you the formal pitch. I presume Matt Mercer or someone has written it. Hang on. Mike sent us something. Okay. Yeah. That's very true. We've all been there.
Yeah, it's a glamorous gig, this parenting malarkey.
So here's the pitch that I assume Matt or Chris Perkins or someone wrote for Motherboard. Among the ancient ruins of the fallen world, the great walled cities of the Echo Vale sit as bastions of hope in an otherwise hostile land, utilizing technology powered by a mysterious language that runs through metal threads tethered high above the valley, insulate their citizens from the wastes, where autonomous machines roam wild and massive wandering cities scour the land for scrap. But when a malicious virus infects the machine beasts that work alongside the people of the valley, the once docile creatures turn violent. In a Motherboard campaign, you'll use technology instead of magic as you play extraordinary heroes, leaving the safety of walled cities to travel the wastes and bring peace to the Vale once more. Tones of adventure, epic, innovative, mysterious, post-apocalyptic, and technological. And sort of touchstones of Horizon Zero Dawn, Mortal Engines, Mad Max Fury Road, Final Fantasy. Oh, Final Fantasy. Yeah, that does make sense. Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's sort of the pitch for Motherboard. The Colossus of the Drylands. There we go. In Colossus of the Drylands, a prosperous region of gunslingers and outlaws has fallen into terror as colossal creatures awaken from beneath the earth. The Drylands were a place that put the old stories aside, while superstitious miners have long said that the crystals growing wild in this desert are made from the very life essence of forgotten gods. The folk around here had real work to do, and actual deities were left for campfire stories. That is, until a massive colossus answered the call of something ancient and apocalyptic, rising from the earth and devastating the lands. The bold prospectors, tired laborers, and born-again worshippers in the dusty town of Willen's Gulch were thrown from their routine of industry and exploitation. forced to raise scattered armies and watch them die to the behemoth's strength. And this is only the first of many titanic beasts poised to terrorize the land. In the Colossus of the Drylands campaign, you'll play a heroic posse of mavericks who must save their home from a legion of colossi and a primordial god seeking vengeance. And touchstones would be Shadow of the Colossus, Red Dead Redemption. So yeah, I think I like both of those two. I think they would be interesting. But yeah, I'm open to anything.
I'm leaning Motherboard just from the description, but they both sound good. Plenty to work with.
I really love Motherboard. I just am aware, as somebody who DMs as well, that statement of we're not using magic, we're using technology, that's going to put a lot on you to work out exactly how that's going to happen.
I like the idea of Motherboard, but I would also be happy as a gunslinger, if that makes sense. I'm really okay with both. It is basically you've got to weave in the technomancy and explain that a bit during the story. So it will be a little bit of a challenge. I'm tempted to do Motherboard because I see the niche for a content side of things and also just for a bit of...
It's a bit different. It's really a bit different from... Yeah,
and this is probably going to be like a short 3 to 4 episode campaign, just to put our feet in the water, see if we like it, and we can always swap or change or decide, no, we really don't like Daggerheart. Yep, Mike's doing some solid parenting as the emotional rock.
Poor bugger.
All right. Of course, as this is a session 0, if there's something you think is out of bounds, if there's something that's a veil or sort of a line that you don't want to get into or cross, just send me a message and we'll establish that. The next big thing, I guess, is working out your characters, or at least building your characters and talking about what you want to do with them. I'm going to send you a link to Demiplane if you don't already have it. And we'll build that either in the campaign section or the group section. So let's build some characters. Yeah, look, I tried to work this out when I was very tired, and I think I've been a bit spoiled by D&D Beyond, to be honest. But it
and
looks
you get used
beautiful.
to it.
It's just the integration. It's just the integration with either Roll10, 20 or Alberto Rodeo, and I'm still on the fence. I think I've spent enough time invested in working out Roll20 that it's probably the go. All right, let's send you... Ooh, campaigns is a new option. That's cool. Okay. Just while I'm bringing that up, do you guys have any sort of initial ideas what you want to do with your characters if we're sort of in a post-apocalyptic setting? Because I'm happy to create Mike's an example.
Struggling.
Why don't I do that first?
Struggling divorcee character.
Yeah, who sleeps in a race car.
So,
yeah.
We actually put this in stream invite for Daggerheart group. You can do both a group and a campaign. I'm still working out which is. This is an invite to the Daggerheart. No, this is the link to the Demiplane group. And I think as long as we have a group or a campaign, it'll be okay. Actually, try the campaign. That looks a lot more fleshed out. That looks like their newer option. So we've got to create our characters in Demiplane, Nexus, Daggerheart, and then it'll get imported to Roll20 afterwards. You can potentially roll on Demiplane, and then because Daggerheart doesn't actually use a lot of maps unless it's a complex scenario, you can do a lot of it in Demiplane. But for a map, like if you need a map, it doesn't really have that functionality. And I should be able to share all my purchased Daggerheart content with you guys too. Oh, I see Cass has joined the campaign.
I'm working it out. Ooh, I'm an inspired hero. All right, so it looks like there's a character builder you can go through.
Yep. What I might do is put that up on the screen.
Ooh,
and I'll basically copy what you're doing. Let's try sharing this tab. Okay. Let's zoom in a bit so that we can see what's going on, because no one needs to see more of my face. That didn't work. No.
I know.
So, let me try that. Okay, there we go. So, welcome to Daggerheart. Let's make a character. Why don't we make Cass's character? Because she's keen and interested. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I always feel like this is the wrong way round, though, because I never start with the name.
Okay. Well, why don't we come back to the name? We can go back.
I always feel like the name comes later.
Okay. Yeah. So you can use any of a number of classes.
Okay, let's have a look at the classes.
So it's kind of cool. They have 2 domains. Each class has 2 domains and they overlap. So we have assassins, bards, blood hunter, brawler, druid, guardian, ranger, rogue, seraph, sorcerer, warlock, warrior, witch, and wizard. So we have many options for you.
And we're in a post-apocalyptic world.
Well, it's post-apocalypse. So if you want to be a postman, we can really work that pun in hard.
Are we thinking like Kevin Costner?
I was.
Yeah.
And and Waterworld too.
Yeah.
For the next campaign.
I'm very curious about what a witch is.
Let's have a look. Let's dig into this beautiful material that they prepared for us.
That's different.
Look at that. Domains of dread and sage.
Yeah.
Hit points are pretty low. You've got to keep in mind Daggerheart, I guess, has lowish hit points in general.
Yeah.
Evasion starting is not great. Oh, you do get a small harmless pet. Or a talking skull.
All right. I think I'm going to have a go with a witch.
Yep, love it.
This sounds
Decisive
pretty
action.
fun. I'm decisive like that.
Yeah. So you get many class features. You have Witch's Charm. You can Hex.
Yeah.
You can Commune. This is all pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. I have to admit, I have no idea what it is, but the Dread subclass just sounds cool.
It sounds great, doesn't it?
It sounds really boss. So.
Okay. Your spellcast trait is Knowledge, so you want good
higher
knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's a lot you can go into. I'll let you do that on your end.
Yeah. This
is
more than it was last time I went through.
Okay.
Wow.
The Void is coming out soon too, so you might I looked through it the other day, and there's like options like you can turn into a werewolf and other things. I don't know too much about those yet. But the options there if you want to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's choose where's your subclass? Where is your subclass?
The subclasses are Hedge, so you can be a Hedge Witch or a Moon Witch.
Oh, very nice.
So herbal remedies and tethered talismans, or instinct and a knight's glamour feature. So I guess there's a question of, are we sort of trying to lean in still to a healing aspect, or are we just going ham now?
Mm.
Yeah, what does that mean? It's all cards. I have to admit, I wish I had the cards.
Yeah, I know. I almost want to buy it just for the cards. They're magnificent.
The other DM at my table has the set, and we're going to try, like when he's finished his campaign, we're going to try one of these.
Okay, so I think you can, you're right. You can either lean into being better at healing and clearing up stress.
Yeah.
Or you can glamour yourself and sort of disguise yourself. So it's an interesting dichotomy.
Yeah. All right. I think I will go Hedge Witch.
Hedge Witch.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, this might be more fun actually if you create yours simultaneously.
Yeah, sorry, I am sort of looking in the background here and pondering which way to go. How many players are we going to end up with?
Probably 3 to 4. I think. Yeah. I'm hoping that we'll get some more interest once people sort of see how Daggerheart is fun. But at the moment,
and
Mike's pretty solid. He will come to most games. Yeah.
I was just wondering whether to, do we do a classic sort of mage rogue fighter kind of combo?
I'm squishy. I have to admit, I have kind of left it to someone else to be my meat shield.
Ooh, a brawler. That sounds good.
Ooh.
Yeah, do I go for some sort of fighter? Haven't done that for a while.
So I'm going to pull up the fighter class while you're doing that, Sean. Because I think you guys can create it in your own file. I'll just show for the audience, I guess. So fighter. Ooh, so you could be a brawler,
isn't there? Brawler, warrior,
guardian.
Yeah. Seraph? Is it like a paladin?
Yeah, so it's basically a magic paladin. You can get wings as a seraph, or a magic weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Go choose. And it's not locked in. You can go back and change them as you go. I'm going to try and create Mike's one. We're attempting to create a Kirk Van Houten Galea style character for Mike. What would that be? And he would be he was a bard in The Simpsons. Can I borrow a feeling? Okay. Yeah, he'd be a bard. He'd be a bard. All right, so let's say he's a bard with a subclass of troubadour or wordsmith. Yeah, let's go wordsmith. Okay.
I am probably going to go with their suggested traits.
Yep.
Because I don't know enough to get cocky with it.
Yeah, that's fair. What about you, Sean? What do you want to look in?
Yeah, so I'm tossing up between warrior and guardian still. So the guardian looks like the tank who takes a lot of damage, whereas the warrior deals a lot of damage. I might go warrior.
Do it.
What's the worst that could happen?
Never say that.
That's true. Good point.
Okay, so what would Kirk Van Houten have? Suggested traits. Let's use those. 0 agility. Yep. -1 strength. Yeah. Finesse. I suppose he's got to have something. Instinct. Yeah, he'd have no instincts. Presence. Oh, he's got too much presence. What would he have +2 in? What would he be good at? Probably nothing.
I mean, he was quite nerdy, so maybe knowledge.
Yeah, let's put some. It's like he's smart, but he's a little like he's got enough knowledge to be dangerous, or to think he's really good at something. Perhaps?
I know just enough to get myself in trouble.
All right, so knowledge. Let's say I gotta give him +1. Let's say presence. Just because he's managed to put out a mixtape.
Some people are very into that kind of thing.
Yep. Okay. I've done my traits. Strength is your ability to smash things, grapple. Finesse is sort of tinkering and fine motor skills. Instinct is how you sort of perceive the world and navigate. Presence is charm, charisma. Performance and knowledge is brain stuff, recalling, analyzing. Sweet. Did you guys lean into anything with your characters? Is there anything you think? Because you get to put +2 to one trait. What do you think you guys are most strong at?
I'm wondering if my warrior is more into agility than strength. Yeah, I might go +2 to agility, but +1 to strength. Don't think they're going to have much presence or knowledge.
Because I guess a way to think about it is, how does your character survive in a post-apocalyptic zone where robot-like things do some of the manual labor, but there's also malicious robots in the wilderness? Does your character smash, or does it run away or dodge? How did they get there? Why did they get there? Who are they?
Interestingly, my suggested... So I've gone with the suggested traits because I don't feel fancy. But the +2 is in instinct, not knowledge.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So instinct is your ability to sort of perceive the world.
Yeah.
And I suppose wisdom would be the D&D.
Yeah. Sense danger, notice details, or track an elusive foe.
What's your character's life experience that they're so good at that?
Interesting. As a witch, as like a hedge witch. That's really interesting. Why would a hedge witch be tracking things? Unless it's simply having spent so much time sort of scavenging. You sort of associate. Well, you associate that hedge witch with like kitchen witchery, and I need herbs and I need things, so I have to go out into the environment and survive it and come back with those things that I need. So yeah, I suppose it's just a survival thing. It's an amount of time spent by myself wandering around in this environment looking for those things that I need in order to do what I do.
Do you see your character as sort of living by herself or as part of the community, or so like in a traditional?
I think she would be an outskirts. I think she would be an outskirts kind of a person. It feels very much like a slip out, find what you need, slip back in, and a big group could cause a problem. So it'll be interesting to see what would drive her to join a group and to go and take part in whatever this adventure is.
Okay. What about you, Sean? What was your top trait? What was your worst trait?
I was going to do agility, but did you say Kirk Van Houten doesn't have much presence?
I had to give him
charisma
+1
player?
in something. Right?
Yeah.
So I gave him +2 in presence because he does have a mixtape, and that probably, if I was going to give him something, there's a presence there. People know who he is. They don't necessarily know it in a good way, but they're aware of Kirk Van Houten. He has a certain, the way bad yogurt might permeate a room, Kirk Van Houten can also extend his
permeate a
aura
room.
around a room.
There's no flying under the radar.
No.
I gave him, if I had to give him something, I gave him +2 in presence and +1 in knowledge and +1 in finesse, because I imagine, like, to make the mixtape, he had to, like, turn a bunch of knobs and play guitar. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go +2 to agility, +1 to strength, +1 instinct, I think, and a -1 to presence. So I wasn't sure if I was a high charisma fighter or just a stinky fighter, but I'm a stinky fighter after all.
Okay. Where do you think that's coming from? Where do you see that having developed from?
Well, a tough life, I guess. A bit of street brawling, but then got in with some sort of group of ne'er-do-wells who actually focused a bit on proper training, but it's kind of rough and ready. He's not a fencer. He just takes him down as fast as he can.
Because I think that leads to our next question: is primary weapon. So you get to choose a starting weapon and off weapon. I am going. There's some really cool things here. There's like an arcane frame wheelchair. There's arcane gauntlets, glowing rings, swords, axes. Oh, there's no guitars. What would Kirk Van Houten have? I see him as being a bit of a whip boy, maybe. Because he'd sort of not want to get up close.
A whip, yeah.
And now he's just wandering around offering it to people.
A wordsmith bard is meant to have a rapier and a small dagger. That's not unreasonable. I'm going to give him glowing rings. That's great. He just has a bunch of glowing rings. For sure. Okay. You can have a small dagger as well. Okay, done. What do you guys see? What are our unnamed Hedge Witch and sneaky? Was it a guardian, Sean? Sneaky guardian?
Warrior. I've gone through.
Sneaky warrior.
For. I guess he's going to have a sword or an axe or halberd.
Do you like a halberd? You don't see them that often.
No.
I feel like I need a staff. I feel like witches should have a staff.
Witches should have a staff. That's
right.
A very classic witch. And a cauldron.
I know, right? But I'm quite entertained by this idea of like a short staff as the primary, because it's one-handed, and then a whip as the secondary. And like a weird Gandalf kind of situation going on where I have a staff and a whip.
I would love it if someone could take a whip. I don't know why. I'm just loving the idea of one of you whipping dramatically.
There you go. Short staff and a whip. She's going to look bonkers.
Okay. What are you feeling, Sean?
It feels a bit boring, but the longsword is what's suggested. I'm wondering if that's the classic. That's Aragorn or Boromir.
I think it's a classic for a reason. The old longsword.
Yeah, I'll do the longsword for the main weapon. And then a secondary weapon. I don't know, maybe... Well, we should have a ranged weapon, shouldn't we? So, hand crossbow, maybe?
Yeah, hand crossbow is probably useful.
I mean, it's no whip, but...
No, I mean, we can't all have a whip, can we? We could be the whip crew.
I don't know, in Indiana Jones style. Well,
I keep thinking of Jacques the Whipper, where he, like, when he doesn't want to use it anymore, he, like, flings it around his torso and it wraps around his body, and then he can just wander around and do stuff. And I dig that as a move. Like, I don't need this anymore. So, like, whoa, and it just wraps around, and then he can wander around and he's got free hands. I find that very funny.
Love it. I have been very boring for the rest of Kirk Van Houten's sort of setup. I've with the standard armor, which is Gambison. And starting inventory, I've given him a stamina potion because I assume he's very easily fatigued. And I do have to choose between either a romance novel or a letter never opened. I'm going to go with the letter never opened because I think there's nice narrative that can be leaned into with that. I imagine it'd be like a letter to Springfield Community College or something low stakes that he just never had he never was able to open and find out the outcome. But I'll say it's a letter never opened for now.
I've got a minor health potion, and I'm going to take the drawing of a lover.
Ooh.
I don't know what that does, but it's more exciting than the sharpening stone, which was the other option.
How old do you think your character is? Like a 20-year-old, like a 40-year-old? Like what are we talking?
Mine?
Yeah. Are you a street urchin or are you like a grizzled veteran?
Oh, I think he's somewhere in the middle, maybe sort of mid-30s. He's been around enough. Knows the traps, but his knees don't hurt yet.
Okay. Very good.
Still...
I'm also carrying my spells in a guitar case with some cassette tapes rattling around in it, but he doesn't know what the cassette tapes are.
I'm so torn. I'm so torn between a harmless pet and a talking skull.
I mean, I know what I'd take, but I'm me.
Like, a small harmless pet feels very in keeping with like a Hedge Witch thing, but a talking skull is just a bonkers thing to have wandering around with somebody.
I mean, I feel like my childhood was heavily influenced by, what was that show? The Trapdoor? Or
oh God, don't you open that
trapdoor.
Because there's something down there.
I think I also read, there was a fantasy novel that just came out. Jim Butcher's Harry Dresden. And he's got a very funny talking skull.
Yes. They did make a TV series of it, and they cast an actor instead of a talking skull because it was cheaper.
Oh.
It only got one season.
Oh, that's disappointing.
But yeah, okay, well, here's a question. If I have a talking skull, am I managing its talking, or do you manage its talking? I feel like if I had a talking skull, I would just like give its personality to you and go, this is my companion. What is he doing?
That's fine. I'll run with it. And you can send me whatever note you like, but I'll run with a talking skull.
I'm going to go with the talking skull. And as far as what I'm going to carry my spells in, I'm going to say it's something akin to a coconut, like something that, like a big shell husk that you can crack open. And I've like drilled in the top and put like leather through it and knotted it on the inside so that I can then wrap that around the outside.
All right. So final thing is your domain deck cards, which basically is like the various abilities. Well, you have a bunch of abilities for this sort of supplements thing. You're picking from your domains, but there's a lot you can pick from. I'm happy if you guys want to pick something, but like you can go back and change it later. I am looking at... There's at least 6 options. There's one here called Daft. No, it's Deft Deceiver. I thought it was Daft Deceiver. That would have been good.
For us, it can be Daft Deceiver. There's no reason why not.
You can mark a stress to reduce the severity by 1 threshold.
Nice. I feel like that's most health professional.
That's right. Yeah. You just file it away in the stress bank and get back up. When you roll your damage dice, you can re-roll any 1s or 2s.
That's always a winner.
I, for Kirk, am going to pick Deft Deceiver, spend a hope to gain advantage on a roll to deceive or trick someone into believing a lie you tell them. And I'm going to mechanically and narratively say that he actually doesn't know he's doing it. So he's managed to get somewhere in life by using this subconsciously. And people have told him, oh, you know, your hair looks really good, or like your cassette mixtape is really great. And he doesn't actually know that he's been using this up until this point. I'm also going to give him I'm tossing up between inspirational words and I'm going to say he subconsciously uses Enrapture as well. So make a spellcast roll against a target within close range. They become temporarily enraptured. I think that is why he's had such a mixed career as a bard. He's been subconsciously using that Grab people's attention. I'm very much torn between just getting one that gives me the ability to use armor and push and throw ice spikes at things.
I've gone one from Sage and one from Dread. So I've gone with Nature's Tongue, which is from Sage. So you can speak the language of the natural world. And when you want to speak to plants and animals around you, you can make an instinct roll. On a success, they'll give you any information that they know. On a roll with fear, their knowledge might be limited or come with some kind of cost. Additionally, before you make a spellcast roll while within a natural environment, you can spend hope to gain a +2 on the roll, which feels very Hedge Witchy.
Yeah, it does feel very Hedge Witchy.
And then, just because I find it very unnerving and I think it's going to be really fun, I have gone with, from Dread, the voice of Dread. You can magically speak directly into the ears of a creature you can see. To torment with them with your words, you can make a spellcast roll against them, and on a success, they have to mark a stress and become temporarily vulnerable.
Ooh, very nice.
So she's a little bit creepy.
Love it. Love it. All right, now we get to choose heritages. How exciting. There are so many cool heritages.
Yeah, I'm reading these. Sorry, you go.
I have rushed ahead and just picked Fungal, which is Mushroom Person. My Kirk Van Houten inspired character.
Okay.
I'm going to have a look at communities while you guys sort of think about what you want to pick.
Ooh, a fairy. Is it possible to be a fairy warrior?
For sure it is.
One of the things I love about Daggerheart is that, like, they've had, because I watched Age of Umbra, they've run some of these characters and you can actually make them tiny, which is something sort of D&D always kind of, no, you can't be, you get 3 feet, that's about as low as you can go. I love the idea of being able to play somebody who is tiny.
Yep. All right, I'm going to go Wonderborn for Kirk, because I imagine he lives out of a car or something, or a cart. Or it could be a car. It's post-apocalyptic, but it wouldn't move. It would just be like a wreck.
It's the one he sleeps in.
Yeah, so he sleeps in a sort of a car. That's fine. I think I'm going to avoid, just for simplicity, because this guy won't be a huge part of the campaign. He's just a fun character I'm making. I will avoid transformations. As fun as it would be to make him a demigod.
Ooh, frog people.
Frog people.
Frog people, and you get one of your features is a long tongue. Mark 1 stress to lash out with your tongue as a finesse weapon. D12 damage, or to grab objects.
Wow.
I think I know what you've got to take now.
But I'm really leaning towards that, and you're amphibious.
You wanted a whip. And now you have.
Yeah,
now you
now
get
I
a
have
whip
one.
anyway.
A nature's whip.
What is it? Not nature's whip.
Oh, or a monkey person. I think I've got to be a frog person.
Go for it.
That's gorgeous.
But yeah, mycelial network. We'll have to come up with a fun name for the mycelial network as like a sort of a telecommunications thing.
Yeah.
Work on that.
All right. Well, I got all excited about it, and now I don't feel bad because you're being a frog. I will be a fairy.
Yeah, love it.
I feel like I have to be a little fairy.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
I'm a little post-apocalyptic fairy.
That makes sense, doesn't it? We're all sort of mutated, evolved descendants of the apocalypse.
Okay.
So I've done one Wonderborn, which is sort of nomadic pack people who sort of just travel from place to place. The advantage of being that is once per session, I can spend a hope to reach into my nomadic pack and pull out a mundane item that's useful to your situation. So I imagine Kirk just has like this big pack of like stuff. He's like a hoarder, like he hasn't thrown anything away in that sort of way that a down on his luck man in his mushroom man in his late 30s to early 40s is, and just is disorganized. So he just reaches in and pulls out like, I don't know, like a toothbrush or like a random roll of gaffer tape.
I feel like I have to go with Wildborne.
Oh, tell us about the Wildborne.
So being part of the Wildborne community means I lived deep in the forest, and it gives me light foot. My movement is naturally silent, and I have advantage on rolls to move without being heard, which totally makes sense because I'm a fairy.
And you're also thinking Wildborne, Sean?
Yeah, I was thinking, well, I was trying to think where this frogman warrior has come from. Could be seaborn, I guess. Lived not so much by the sea, but by a lake somewhere would make sense. But I might just go Wildborn as well.
Yep.
Is that too boring?
I
No,
don't
I
think
think
so.
that actually makes narrative sense. You're both in the same sort of community.
Yeah.
And maybe Kirk's run into town as a nomad. Maybe it does make a nice narrative sense.
Yeah, I'll do that. Wildborn.
Okay. I am happy if you guys want to pick a transformation. Again, those are ghost, vampire, werewolf, shapeshifter, reanimated, and demigod. And you can come back and pick one at a later date. But that's part of the new expansion, I believe.
Yeah, I just read shapeshifter. That's bonkers. So over a long rest, you can actually
this is bonkers.
change your ancestry. So at the end of the day, I could go, do you know what? Tomorrow, I reckon I'm going to be like giant born. I'm going to be a giant. And then when we get up in the morning, I would be a giant. Or whatever. That's bonkers.
Yeah. Or if you're a ghost, you can move through solid objects immune to physical damage and take double magic damage. Or then become solid.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's very cool too, actually. These are quite bonkers. They're very cool.
Okay. I'm going to say we'll have a think about that, because that's actually a pretty big choice.
It changed the game quite a bit.
Okay.
We parked that.
There's a lot we can do in the experience section. I'm mindful of the time and not keeping you guys up too late. One of the big questions I want you to think about is in Daggerheart, the mechanic, which I think you guys know, is one of the mechanics is experience. And you can actually make up your own experience. And if you think that something you're doing leans into that experience, it gives you a decent benefit to the role. So you can make up whatever experience you like. You can't be like, I'm always the winner at battle. But if it's a reasonable thing, you can say that's your experience. It also helps shape your character. So I'm trying to think what Kirk Van Houten's experience would be that he would lean into. I'm just thinking he's a mushroom man. I'm going to say he always knows the way out in a bad situation, so knows how to make an exit. And that's from multiple times he's tried to perform on stage and his sort of subconscious spells haven't worked. So he knows how to make an exit out of a building. And what else would he do? Oh, he's sort of like a non-charismatic guy. Sleeps in a car. I'm going to say he can sleep anywhere. So he's used to sleeping rough. And I'm not sure how that will play mechanically, but we'll have a look at that later.
That could actually be really cool because there's a lot of downtime related mechanics in Daggerheart that are a little bit different. So that could be really cool.
So yeah, I'm thinking he's going to be more like I don't want him to be completely unlikable. I'm thinking like a down on his luck guy who's had a rough go of life, but who has just a glimmer of potential, just underneath the muck and the dirt. If you scrape it back, there's just a glimmer of potential that he could be something better.
Might have to think about that one.
Yeah, that's a big thing for your character, so I don't expect you guys to pick that now. I think the aim of this was to sort of get you guys thinking about what you want to play and get the basics down, and we can always do that later. Things to think about: description, what you look like, background questions, and connections would be fine. That's all you really need to do to create a character in Daggerheart. We'll start at level 1. And I need to give a name. Let's say pronouns he/him. I'm going to add campaign frame motherboard because we decided on that. That might actually give us a little more. Oh no, more choices. Let's just make sure that all went okay.
Oh, now is that the language? Doesn't
oh no, we
Motherboard
can't have the
like
normal weapons. Oh, okay. So hang on. In Motherboard, characters don't have access to Daggerheart's normal selection of primary and secondary weapons. Instead, they receive a personalized weapon known as an Iconus, a special weapon given to citizens of the Echo Vale when they come of age. It starts as a simple rod of metal and is designed to receive modifications. It can evolve to become many types of weapons, a staff, bow, a heavy hammer. It seems like unnecessary work. Oh, they are bonded weapons, though.
Yeah.
I do wonder if we just set it to general and we don't actually have to do this. I do like the idea. I think we might not. lean too much into that for now. I like the weapons you guys already picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
All right. I have my 2 experiences.
Oh, go for it.
Okay. So the first one is, for all of her hedge witchery and all of that kind of stuff, when she's had to go out and find the things that she needs. Really specifically, my first one is finds the good stuff. So when I'm looking for something really specific, and I can pick out the good ones in amongst the herbs and all of that kind of stuff. And then the second one is kind of the opposite of that, which is that one's gone bad.
And so is this only applying to herbs and stuff, or like in general picking up
where it comes from? Yeah, there's this idea of that one's gone bad. We don't want to do that anymore. But it would have been good before, but that was 2 days ago. Now it's no good.
Love it. Okay, I think that's a great fit. Yes. I think I would. I don't want you to have to play Inoki prospects. I've deliberately built them as a terrible character.
Is that Kirk Van Houten though?
Yep. So he's a mushroom man down on his luck who sort of is a nomad and carries a guitar case with like cassette tapes in it. And this is sort of a post-apocalyptic wasteland, so he doesn't actually know what they do, but he's assuming there's something important. He's a bard. He's not a very good bard, but he has one spell that sort of makes people like him very temporarily. So he's got very mixed messages on his stand-up nights and like his open mic nights. So he's sort of like this down on his luck 40s mushroom dude who has just a glimmer of potential. But yeah.
You're too good at acting, Mike. If you play as Kirk Van Houten, we won't know if it's just part of the game or you're really in a bad place.
It's actually just me. I've actually got a really bad guitar in my shed. I love a prop.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
Oh, I got my Christmas KK this year. I got one of those little Dungeons and Dragons. Got like a mystery bag. It's like gambling capitalism, which is a great sign for the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a sick coin. It's the Heroic Inspiration little coin. Oh, it's blurred.
Oh.
It's still wrapped because clearly I've used it. You know how it is at Christmas. You get so many toys. If you can see it, it's the water deep. It's going to be all back
cool.
to front.
Oh yeah, cool.
And it came with they all come with a dice set as well. And I looked it up, and they have like I love this sort of stuff, but everything is just like mystery bags and rarity values of like implied scarcity. And mine apparently is a very rare or something, but it's got like all of the die have a little book on them.
Oh,
cool.
Oh, wow.
Which is non-standard. Just add that to my pile of dice, which is like mine's not very big. I've got like 3 of these sets so far. I've done 5 sessions of D&D. I've got a custom figure of Keelan.
I reckon we can speedrun Mike a character, and he can just change it in his downtime. But Mike, would you want to speedrun making a character on instinct alone?
Sure. Can you? I don't have any of the logins or stuff because I've been on holiday. Are you able to do it for me?
Yeah, I'll do that right now. So I'm going to make you a character. So you're going to answer based on instinct and your gentleman's instinct and sheer role-playing abilities.
What's everyone else doing? We've got a mushroom man.
You guys,
we've got down as like mushroom man.
I'm a frogman warrior.
Okay.
I'm a little fairy witch.
Ooh, humanoid fairy, or are they like fae?
They're little.
Oh.
They're little fairies. They can be like sometimes they're modeled as a bit insectoid. Some of the paperwork talks about them being a little bit insect-like.
Right. All right.
Sort of like a traditional Sidhe fairy type.
Very good.
And we're playing Motherboard, post-apocalyptic, Shannara Chronicles, some magic, some technomancy, robots called clanks. Yeah.
It's like a Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep, that's one of the source materials. Reference materials.
Cool.
All right, let's give Mike a speedrun. Okay, questions you need to answer. You need to pick a class. your class options, I will put this up and share. You can be an assassin, a bard, a blood hunter, a brawler, a druid, a guardian, a ranger, rogue, seraph, sorcerer, warlock, warrior, witch, and wizard. We already have a fighter that does damage, Sean, you went with?
Yeah.
And we have a hedge witch type. Did you lean into healing or deception?
I really kind of fence at it. Technically speaking, I leaned into healing, but with the cards that I took, it kind of...
Okay.
She went a little weird.
What's a blood hunter? They sound like vampires.
So a blood hunter, it's kind of like they hunt the dark, and they might be cursed with like vampirism or werewolf, but they might also just have weird blood heritage, and they can use their blood to cast spells.
I'm just trying to think of the recent characters I've done for D&D, which is a warlock, a druid, a cleric, and a barbarian, which means that my claim to have only done 5 sessions is a huge lie. So I think blood hunter kind of strikes my fancy.
Let's do it. Blood hunter.
Ghost slayer, mutant, or licensed subclass. Cool.
So you can go strength-based werewolf or two tricksy boys as a ghost slayer or a mutant with agility. Shadowed grit and chasing death.
Let's do what's the chasing death thing?
So chasing death. When you have 1 to 3 unmarked hit points, you can use your Crimson Right without paying the hit point cost. So basically, if you get really hurt, you can use one of your abilities. Like some of your abilities take
free
damage to do, but they're really good abilities. If you get really low, you can just like use them with less cost.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. And whenever I mark a fear, whenever I gain a fear, you can take a stress to gain a hope. That's actually really interesting narratively. Okay, speedrun. Let's set your traits. So we can either just do suggested ones, which is not a bad option. They're basically D&D traits, agility, strength.
Agility based.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Starting weapon.
I was like, are they melee or ranged?
You can pick either, and you can have a primary and a secondary.
Did I say arcane flame wheelchair?
Arcane frame wheelchair. So it's a combat wheelchair, essentially.
Okay. Lots of wheelchairs. Okay. Can I have the hand crossbow as my secondary and
you can absolutely
some sort of melee weapon?
Longsword suggested, I think, in the thing, if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can always go back and change these.
Yeah.
Starting armor, probably just take the suggested leather armor. That's
absolutely
character. It gives you an armor score of 3. Starting inventory, you can have a health potion or stamina. What's your flavor?
What's the stamina like?
I think that
mechanic.
Yeah, so
immediate
stamina clears stress, and health potion clears hit points. You'll probably be taking some stress in your blood.
Let's get a stamina.
And you can either have a steel needle or a vial holding a foe's blood. Those are two such different things.
The blood, obviously.
Yeah, that's much more narratively interesting. Okay, domain deck cards. There are 6 here. Just give me a vibe check. Blood Spike. Get Back Up. Lifeblood Talisman. Not Good Enough. Power Through Pain. And Whirlwind.
So what are the deck? Are these like you draw them?
They're kind of like additional abilities. So you will have abilities already. These give you sort of extra abilities. So, for example, Get Back Up. When you take severe damage, you can mark a stress to reduce severity. So if you get absolutely walloped, you can take a stress instead of taking more damage. Not Good Enough. You can reroll 1s or 2s on damage dice, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Power Through Pain.
Whirlwind is Power Through Pain. If you have at least 1 hit point marked, you can gain a bonus to your damage roll. So if you're a bit damaged, which you probably will be,
that one,
you can do more damage. That's
what I thought that might be. And what's Blood Spike? Attack a target at far range.
So range is different to D&D. You have melee, close, very close, and far, I think. So this will give you an ability to attack more at range if you're out of combat, or like if you're far away. All right, fun bit. Ancestry, you get to pick which kind of race you are. So there's everything from like robots to elves to dwarves to fungus people to turtles to giants, gnomes. Most of the D&D equivalents are here as well. Do you have a thought?
I want to be something tiny and cutesy.
Yeah,
like
probably.
I think I saw fawn is kind of cool, or maybe a gnome. How big are the fawn in this canonically? Are they little? Because fawn could be quite large.
I would let you play a fawn that was a bit smaller, or just the
I want to be like the miniature goat version fawn.
Are you one of those ones
Like
if I
Yeah, but like a blood hunter.
Blood hunter.
Are you
blood?
Are you
blood
a goat,
hunter
an anthropomorphized goat, or like a human with like goat legs?
Yeah, I'm a human with goat legs. I am a fawn, but I am a tiny, very cute little fawn blood hunter.
You're Mr. Tumnus, but as a blood hunter.
Yeah, but Tumnus.
Mr. Tumnus went bad.
Yeah.
Mr. Tumnus is quite big though. Like when he's just you're comparing him to children. I want to be like, I don't know, like 2.5, 3 feet tall.
Yeah, for sure. Community. So this is where you come from. Do you come from like the ice, highborn life, wandering nomad, the mountains? Just give it a flavor of where you reckon you come from. We have 2 wildborns and a nomad so far. Wildborn.
I'm a goat. I come from the mountains.
Yeah, ridge. Oh yes. You can add a transformation if you wish. We haven't really chosen that for the others. It's sort of an optional add-on for one of the new Daggerheart things. There's everything you can transform into, from a demigod to a ghost to a reanimated to a shapeshifter to a vampire to a werewolf. They're not super overpowered, but they're like a fun thing you could do if you wanted.
What's the vampire thing do?
So vampire, you can essentially do a bite roll as an option for your attack. And
my class wasn't very.
Well, vampire blood hunter is very interesting narratively.
Yeah, but if it's a strength check and I have a minus to strength, that doesn't really make sense.
No.
Mechanically. If the others haven't done it, it's fine. We can just leave it. Maybe we can look at it.
Yeah.
Story.
The idea with this is you do your description, your background, but you can choose 2 experiences that give you advantage. I chose my guy's good at getting out of a place because he's had to leg it from various places. So I called my experience, I always know a way out. You can basically pick anything. You can't pick something super overpowered. Like you can't be like, I always win, but whatever you want.
And tell me yours.
So I went with Tree Frog, which I take to mean that he's good at climbing, and Chameleon. He's good at blending into the background.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Is that all right, GM? That sort of thing?
Yeah. I think that opens up many avenues.
I like the idea thematically of some sort of determination-based thing. Like I've had a hard, arduous life living on the mountains, and I don't give up, but I don't know how to translate that or mechanically how that would work. Grit, determination.
Yeah.
Maybe I can re-roll if I
cheekily wrote resiliency modules, but I'll put grit. That's much nicer.
I've been listening to Magic and Misfits where grit is one of the things that they roll. I like the idea of layers. And so it's a tough, gritty personality-wise, but emotionally quite soft and tender. So, I don't know, like a strong empathy type. What do we call that? Soft heart.
Dad empathy. No, that's presupposing a bit for you. We'll just call it empathetic.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Cool. And we'll all start at level 1. But yeah, we did it. We all have characters. Yay. Yeah, I will work out Roll20 more for our first game. This is less map based, but there is occasions where we'll need a map. It has a bunch of scenes and tokens and artwork which we can use. But yeah, we'll do Motherboard. I'll send you guys some briefing notes on that before the first session. But I think that's probably a good point to stop.
So we have to, like, one of us has to go by Lily and the other one has to go by Pilly. All I've got is
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
I was just gonna say Kid. Just full nickname.
Kid? Yeah. I like it. Let's do it. Kid. 2 Ds or 1?
I'm actually thinking I need to come up with do 2. That looks better.
Yeah. I'll send you the link to the character sheet.
I'm going to come up with a ridiculously formal name, and that's actually just an acronym.
Done. Let's see. I can give you permission to have that one somehow.
Oh, jinkies. My evasion is 10.
Yeah, I haven't figured out. This is going to sound silly. I haven't worked out how you actually put armor on. Like, all these character sheets don't come with armor equipped, which is odd.
Oh, you just go to equipment, and it's just tick boxes.
Oh,
I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's much easier. Hang on. Where's Inoki? Inoki prospects.
It's 11.
Where is it?
So if you go down, it could be collapsed on yours. If you look down here, the bottom, underneath stress, you've got a line across. You're currently in effects and features. The next one over is equipment.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That makes way more sense. Yep.
It's really different layout to D&D Beyond, which threw me.
I'll equip my glowing rings and small dagger.
Mm.
We'll
So
wait
where
50
is
feet
it?
of rope and a torch.
So if you're looking at your character sheet,
Yeah.
you go, it could be collapsed because there's a button here where you can expand and collapse stuff. But if you go down, you'll see your hit points and your stress on the left. They're probably the biggest kind of landmarks. And then right below that, there should be a yellow line and collapse. The 4 headings under that are actually tabs that you can open.
Here we go. And so if I click on them, is it supposed to...
There should be buttons on the right.
Yeah, there's a grey button. If I click on that, it just opens it. Maybe I can't do it because I'm not logged in.
That could be it. Yeah.
That could be it. That could be it. But yeah, there should be check boxes.
Can you roll with that character sheet? Like, there's the duality dice are in the left corner. If you guys could just give that a test run.
Oh, yes, they are.
Bottom left. Oh, I rolled a critical success with double 9s on my first roll. That's nice. I can roll different dice with that as well.
Yeah, what are we going to be rolling?
15 with fear.
So, to roll in Daggerheart, there's 2 d12s you roll. One is a hope dice, one is a fear dice. And basically, if you roll the hope,
0.
So, okay. So there's a couple of things. Like, I won't go into it all because everyone's tired. Basically, a lot of it is rolling 2 d12s. One is a bad d12, one is a good d12. If you succeed, but the bad d12 is the higher number, it's not as good as a success. And if you succeed and the good d12 is the higher number, then it's a really good success. So basically, you want to roll a success with the good dice being the high dice. If you fail with the bad dice being the high dice, it's really bad.
So when I roll a 2 with my hope and a 12 with my fear, that's bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you rolled a 14. So you might have succeeded. You might have hit the DC. But he gets a fear token as the DM, and he can do nasty stuff to us with those.
Because combat is not as order-based as D&D. So you guys sort of decide what you're each doing, and then if you roll badly, I can take a fear token and use that to do something bad and spotlight an enemy. And
it can make the combat really bonkers.
And
it's
then
sort of a lot more narrative focused.
Yeah. It's kind of it's a little bit over the Beyond the Wall, which is primarily narrative.
What else do you need to know? Evasion's basically armor class. If you have stress and HP. HP is basically when you drop to 0, you're knocked unconscious or dead, depending on what narrative you choose to do. Stress is basically you can use that up to try and stave off other consequences. Once you get all your stress marked, you can't use it. Armor, you can sort of use armor to mitigate damage. Armor is, you might have, say, 3 armor slots, and if you use an armor slot, it sort of drops how much damage you take, but you can only use 3 until a long rest. And you can pretty much roll in this sheet. Like if I wanted to roll, I don't know, an agility check, I can click on the agility button and roll. It'll do it automatically in Daggerheart Nexus. The main thing we'd probably use Roll20 for is maps, or if we need to visualize stuff like artwork. Oh, that's cool. You can mark stress automatically in the sheet as well. That's nice. You also have hope you build up. So just as I get fear, you get hope. So if you roll really good, you get a hope, and you can use that to do cool things, basically.
Yeah.
Let's start with 3. Two, sorry, yes. I think it depends on character and stats. But I haven't played Daggerheart before, I'll be honest. I am just going off what I've watched.
Oh, and a natural 20, there is like the equivalent of a natural 20, and it's rolling 2 of the same number. So if both of your duality die come up as 1s, it's still like a crit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damage thresholds. So basically you have damage thresholds, and let's say I do 6 damage, and you have damage thresholds of 2, 4, and 6, minor, major, and severe. It's too late to explain this, but essentially the higher your damage thresholds are, the better. You have pretty low hit points in this compared to D&D, but you won't take as much damage most times.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you take minor damage, you only take like 1 hit point in most cases. Yeah. Which we can all work out in the first session, I guess. Yeah, I think like first session would be you guys meeting up and sort of beginning the adventure. I'll let you guys fill in the characters and like make sure you're happy with them before we do that. But
we're all little.
So, yeah,
we're all tiny.
We're all quite small.
Yeah, so it's funny that worked out that way.
Like,
yeah.
I wonder if the world is full of quite small, or if we're just like a tiny adventuring party and everything else in the world is reasonably normally sized.
That's why they underestimate us.
Yes.
I like the idea of everything else being normal sized, and we
too.
are in fact uniquely small.
Oh, I'm gonna end up
Like-
sounding like one of the little pixies from Willow, I swear to God.
We're like,
Little brownies.
Yeah, one of the little brownies.
I'm trying to like,
Hello. So I'm like Val Kilmer, except a frog, and like half the size.
I guess I'm like Finn Rizal, except really little.
Yeah.
Probably somewhat less patient. I'm really
If you guys
excited to be playing Daggerheart.
I'm really excited. This is actually a lot more fun and interesting than I had thought. Like I was a bit overwhelmed by the Daggerheart system, but this is actually a cool concept. And if you guys want to put any additional concept notes or tone notes,
Cool.
just pop them in there. I've been a bit silly with my character creation, but I'm not sort of pushing that onto you guys because like I'm going to be GMing it. You know, in no key prospects is not going to be a big part of this campaign. But yeah, just send me whatever notes you want about the campaign. I'll send you the starting stuff when I work out how to do that, and we'll pick a date when we're not all tired. But if Thursdays work for you, like Thursdays and Fridays are pretty good for me now that I work 3 days a week. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Fantastic.
Session
Thanks,
0.
everybody.
Thanks. everybody.
thanks.